Some really nice changes in the Regal GS Turbo Edition versus the CXL Turbo. I'd like to point some of those out. You can definitely tell from the steering wheel here that this is not the CXL. It's probably the best steering wheel I've ever felt in terms of the tactical feel of it. It's got the nice thumb rests. It's got some like grip section here where your hands go. It's got the nice polished finish down here that of course is shaped like the front bezel of the front of the car, the air intakes, so that matches that, kind of keeps that whole theme. Very easy to read gauges that look really good even at night. And of course this car also is equipped with the XMS radio navigation system, plays back music CDs, MP3s, supports USB, the whole 9 yards, and that's really nice. But one of the coolest things in the Regal GS is the featured 6-speed manual transmission. Now, of course, if you're going to have 270 horsepower, 295 some pound-feet of torque, then you really do want the manual transmission for this car. It really is a joy to drive. It's got a very easy to use clutch that's not laborious at all. Even after hours of driving this car, we did a 3-hour tour here on the old, just north of Traverse City up in the peninsula there. It's just, your leg doesn't feel fatigued at all just from shifting. I mean, it's very easy to drive, very driver friendly, and of course the sport feel of the manual transmission, in my opinion, is definitely a big score for this car, and is part of the overall experience that you get. Now, Buick is saying that this car's 0 to 60 is about 6.5 seconds. You know, 6 to 6.5 somewhere, obviously depending on conditions. And while that's not going to set any land speed records, it's still the quickest Buick out there. It's very competitive in its price bracket, and overall they did a great job with the overall feel of this car. It's not just about the horsepower, it's also about mating that horsepower and that torque to an appropriate chassis that gives you an overall great driving experience. And I can tell you, taking it on these windy roads here on the peninsula, I'm telling you that this car, the way it feels on the road, the tactical feel of the road, especially when you're in the GS mode like I am now, you can see the GS Sport, and a standard mode that changes the suspension dampening and also tightens up the steering. But that tactical feel you get in GS mode, it really is a rush when you're on an appropriate road like I am here. Really nice cornering, super quiet cabin, by the way. And one of the things I really have to compliment Buick on too is the smoothness of the power. You can just get up to speed really quick, and you don't even feel like you're going certain speeds that I'm not going to mention on camera. Having said that, I would highly encourage anybody to get out there and test drive one of these vehicles when they hit the dealerships here in about a month or so. They're going to be anywhere from, what I heard is like 36-ish to 39, depending on how you get them configured. If I was going to get a Regal, hands down, this would be the Regal I get. It's the most sporty, it's got the best brakes, the best suspension, of course, you know, the power, and it still has decent fuel economy. I think it's rated about 27 on the freeway, EPA, and real world Buick has seen anywhere around 30. So overall, nice balance of fuel economy, performance, braking, suspension and handling, and it's going to be really fun to see the sales figures coming in from this car once it gets to market. So once again, I'd highly recommend you get out and try this car and test drive it if you get the chance. And if you're in the market for a mid-size sedan that's performance tuned and one that will give you a really fun driving experience, then you definitely can't go wrong with the Regal GS Turbo from Buick. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll do a full review once I get more time with the car.